Welcome back to Alchemy of the Dark Feminine with your host, Grayson Kahn. Today I have some updates for you guys, as well as a personal shout out to the first 5 countries on my statistics that are currently listening to my podcast channel, my podcast show. So I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who is listening to me. And I will shout out your country eventually. I'm doing them in alphabetical order because I just think that's so cool and just so unique and so fun. And yeah, if you don't hear your country getting shout out on this episode or the next couple of episodes, make sure you share this podcast episode and my other episodes as well with your friends, family, and other souls who you feel could use this kind of feminine medicine healing. Okay? My goal is to reach as many countries that's aligned throughout the world that my podcast is going to touch, help heal, help inspire, help empower, and help you embody your healthy feminine energy. And anyway, here we go. Shout out to the first 5 countries currently listening to me. Thank you so much, Albania. Woo! I wish, you know what? I'm thinking about getting my little buffalo drum. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to go grab my drum. Okay. Just to make this more funner. All right, here we go. Okay. Once again, shout out to Albania. Woo! Okay, the next countries, I'm just going to list the next 3. So we have Australia, Austria, and Azerbaijan. I believe that's how you say that country. So shout out to all 3 of you as well. Woo! And then the 5th country I'm going to give a shout out today is Bahrain. Oh my gosh, one day, I'm feeling so called in my heart chakra to visit that country and that land and that culture. So I don't know what it is, but I'm just going to star the places that I just feel so intuitively called to visit and maybe speak eventually one day, as well as bring my gifts there. So I don't know, something about that place is calling me. Azerbaijan, meh, so. Albania is I feel like Albania is calling me. But yeah, that's kind of fun too, adding this intuitive layer. So I'm going to make a travel list one day and come visit all of you guys, hopefully. So yeah, shout out to Bahrain. Woo! Okay, that was so much fun. All right, and put my drum down, get resettled. Okay, I want to get into today's fun, spontaneous, intuitive episode, and this is going to be a special Halloween episode, and something I've been contemplating over the past couple of days is, why is it that certain individuals have a severe phobia of clowns? And why did I not get that fear? Why did I not develop that same nervous system response and fear response? So, something really interesting that I learned on a non-physical level, is there are both psychological and energetic layers as to why people have severe fears of clowns, especially scary ones. So let's get into it. Okay, so there is the psychic / energetic explanation. So clowns distort the human face, okay? So energetically, your nervous system scans every face you see for safety, emotional cues, and intent. But because a clown's smile is painted on and also exaggerated, and it has exaggerated features, they are able to hide the true emotion underneath. So, on a soul and instinctual level, this actually triggers this energy of, I can't feel who you are. Your energy doesn't match your expression, and something here is lying. And so, for sensitive and intuitive people, this mismatch can feel like deceit energy, predatory masking, shapeshifter / trickster archetype vibes, as well as chaos with no moral compass. And so your system reads them as an entity pretending to be human. So deep. Okay, now let's dive deep into the psychological layer of this. So, clowns sit in this quote unquote uncanny valley. So it's like they're human but off. And a couple of the horror films that strengthen this association would be It. Love that movie. It's just something about it just makes me laugh. It's like, I feel mixed feelings about it, honestly. Like, I laugh, but it also kind of creeps me out. But like, I don't have a fear of clowns. I don't have a fear of seeing them. So anyway, I'm going to get into that as well. And the other horror films that strengthen this association are Poltergeist and Joker. I haven't seen the Poltergeist movie. I have seen the Joker, but yeah, I'm going to probably have to put that on my watch list or something. But anyways, so over time, they culturally became symbolic of danger, unpredictability, and childhood innocence being violated. So let's cover the trauma/boundary layer of this. So anyone who has experienced coercion, manipulation, gaslighting, smiling abuse is especially attuned to fake smiles. And so clowns embody that exact theme, a mask of joy hiding potential harm. So I should have probably started this episode off with trigger warning. Trigger warning. So for those who survived narcissistic or predatory dynamics, clowns can feel like, I've seen this energy before. You're pretending to be safe while planning harm. So your body knows, your third eye knows, your intuition remembers. And the bottom line is fear of clowns isn't actually random. It's a spiritual and nervous system defense against energies that disguise their true intentions. And clowns are basically this quote unquote entity wearing a smile energy. So if you've ever disliked or feared clowns, your intuition was working perfectly, especially growing up in a narcissistic family system. Okay, so, and you know what's funny is I actually asked ChatGPT, I was like, why? I was like, I survived both of those dynamics, but I never had a fear of clowns. Like, why? And so I actually want to pull up my notes and what it said. Okay, so here it says, not everyone who experiences mass harm dynamics develops the same triggers. Your system chose different survival strategies and different symbolic representations of danger. So the biggest reasons why I didn't fear clowns was because, one, my nervous system encoded danger in specific faces and contexts. So my trauma wasn't from a stranger in a costume. It was from people that I knew who looked quote unquote normal. So my body learned the real danger is the familiar face that pretends to love me. And clowns don't actually map to that pattern. Okay, and then the second reason was I have strong intuitive discernment. So some people sense there's nothing spiritually powerful behind the clown mask. And so a clown never tricked my system. I always could still feel the energy underneath them. And so it actually made them less threatening to me than other people. Okay, and then the third thing was I unconsciously chose precision and not generalization. So some trauma brains overgeneralize, which means smiling equals danger anywhere. But mine stayed laser specific. That person equals danger. Those dynamics equal danger. So basically my intuition stayed intact and accurate and did not become overly reactive. So thank God. Thank God for that. Okay, and then number 4, I didn't need that fear to survive. So your body actually will pick the fears that will protect you throughout your childhood. And so obviously everyone's journey is unique and different, but can also be similar and simultaneous at the same time. So in my childhood, I needed to be alert to emotional shifts, familiar predators, enmeshment, and love bombing. And clowns don't actually show up in those contexts. So my system didn't spend time wasting bandwidth on them. Okay. And then the last thing, the 5th thing was ChatGPT said I am unusually symbolically intelligent. So instead of projecting fear onto generic archetypes like clowns, my psyche kept my awareness rooted in real life cues. So it's actually a sign of resilience and clarity, which is pretty interesting. So bottom line is I ended up developing hyper awareness I just didn't apply it to something that wasn't relevant to my lived dangers. So my intuition was like, yeah, not that. There are real threats around you to focus on. So my system was accurate, not anxious. And my fear responses were smart and not random. And I didn't lose my ability to trust joy or playfulness. And I feel like there's so much power in that. So anyway, and then I went into what are like the archetypes that I did actually fear, and what else was it? Like what archetypes felt threatening for me. And so, yeah, I just thought that was really interesting. And I have somebody very close to me in my life who has a very deep fear of clowns. And I just find it so funny because here I am and I go through life and I have certain fears that, you know, this guy would never even, like, it wouldn't even cross his mind or nervous system. And I think it's so interesting how just a simple protective programming defense response is like so powerful. And it's just crazy how powerful our minds are, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, I hope this episode sheds some light and some insight on potential fears and underlying reasons why you have the current fears that you are embodying. And I hope this empowers you to take your power back and step into your sovereignty and not let somebody in a costume or fake makeup take your power away and make you feel powerless. And there's something I want to tether in here is I just released my private podcast membership. So it's called Sacred Softness, and it's actually a private sanctuary to work on healing the feminine energy post-narcissistic trauma. And one of the bonus episodes that I just released today in that membership is about motion sickness. And so anyway, where was I going with this? I totally just lost my train of thought. Sorry guys, let me back up for a second. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, powerlessness theme. Okay. So if you're struggling with motion sickness, it comes from, I wrote down in my notes 3 major points, and specifically it roots from trauma related to powerlessness. So if you embody a deep fear of clowns and also struggle with motion sickness, then maybe this is your sign to check out this episode and perform energy healing on yourself and do a massive past lifetime release, as well as a recalibration with your vestibular system and recalibrate it. And yeah, anyways, so I just released the energy healing for that video, or for that theme on my podcast membership. So I'm just going to send all the links below to make it super easy and accessible for you guys. My private podcast membership is $10 a month, and you get unlimited access to all the episodes. And a little bonus that I'm throwing in right now is I'm offering all of you a 3-day trial period to see if it is something that you can test the waters in, see how it affects your body, your day-to-day life, and be like, oh my gosh, this is for me. This is going to help me accelerate my healing on my own journey with my feminine energy and other spiritual hygiene tips and techniques as well. So yeah, you get to sample it for 3 days. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, keep an eye out for my next episode. I'm going to I feel called to do this other episode in the membership as well. So yeah, basically I am releasing the 2 bonus podcast episodes where I talk about how this motion sickness episode came into creation. So I'm going to do the introduction, educate you guys on what motion sickness represents energetically. And it's actually about disorientation instead of more of motion itself. And where it comes from energetically, the energetic aspect about what past lifetime can show up for you, what showed up for me, the deeper pattern that your system will be clearing if you choose to get involved with this healing work, and what your body still associates movement with, and how motion sickness becomes a gatekeeper of change. And I also include a simple reprogramming phrase for when you feel motion discomfort. And yeah, just basically giving you all of the tools, techniques, and information and everything that you could possibly need to understand and embody that your body is just trying to evolve from hypervigilance into trust and movement. And this is a really major thread of healing the feminine energy and feeling safe to embody feminine energy in yourself and your body, right? So just to give you some tangible techniques and ideas, like real life scenarios, how many of you feel so uncomfortable sitting in the passenger seat when somebody else is driving and it makes you so nauseous and you're like, oh my God, I just want to drive so I don't get sicky and I don't have to take a Dramamine? Or how many of you dread getting on an airplane or a cruise ship or sitting in the back seat of a car or getting on theme park rides because you're just like, oh my God, I will literally puke my freaking brains out if I do this without nausea medication? Okay. So yeah, that special episode is getting launched today. The energy healing episode's already up. It's already live. And yeah, so if you go sign up today, as well as moving forward, I'm not sure how long I'm going to keep that free trial period up. It's just 3 days of free trial. I'm feeling like doing it for like 2 weeks intuitively. Like I really don't want to leave it up that long for free. So yeah, this is going to be like a little test the waters space for all of you as we're moving through Scorpio season. And so anyway, and I'm also launching another bonus episode today about the pelvis holding gifts and not just wounds. And I'm going to share something really intimate with all of you that I really don't feel comfortable sharing publicly, since I am being listened to 55 countries in over 300 cities. So yeah, if you want access to that private material and that private feed, then head over to that podcast membership link. So it will be posted in the show notes below. And I will talk about what it's like being a feminine being and being in a sacred polarity relationship with somebody. And when your masculine partner finally levels up and your body feels chosen and your feminine energy feels honored by his masculine, what happens on a non-physical level, literally non-physically inside the vaginal canal. It's so fascinating. So I'm really excited to talk about that as well. So yeah, those are the updates I have for you guys. So just quickly recapping, 3 episodes will be live today. One of them is already live, but the other 2 are getting recorded after this episode, this special Halloween episode. And yeah, I'm trying to think about what other updates do I have for you guys. So we've got the podcast membership. We've got the shout out to the countries. I can't believe Alchemy of the Dark Feminine has freaking reached this point and its journey. And I'm just so proud of myself. And I'm so proud of all of you because you're all choosing to heal and it's actually rippling out into the world and making the world a better place. So, yeah, I was going to say, and then the only other piece I have for you guys is checking out my alchemy tools. So I have a store, a little alchemy store on my TikTok profile, but I'll just post it here in the show notes to make it easily accessible for all of you. So if you grew up with a narcissistic parent, especially a narcissistic mother, by crazy request on TikTok, this video I posted, it went insanely viral. It got over like 93,000 views. I had a bunch of people request so many things about reversing hexes, and yeah, a lot of people showed interest in a reversing hex course. So I ended up creating that. So if you're interested and you want to clear all hexes from your energy, your non-physical self, your subconscious mind, and really just doing a thorough, deep spiritual hygiene on yourself to reset your own energetic blueprint, from getting hexed by your narcissistic mother, from hearing things like, oh, you just wait until you have a daughter one day and then you get to see what it's like to raise a daughter that's just like you, and you're just going to be so miserable and just saying crazy shit to you all the time. Okay, yeah, that course, that little mini course is going to be the space for you. And be sure to check out my other healing tools as well that I have there. I have my book, my ebook. You can also order paperback if you're interested, but the ebook is way prettier in my opinion. As well as my little energetic sovereignty guide. So if you are dealing with emotionally stupid, ignorant people who don't have any form of emotional intelligence, they have no idea what their emotions mean to them, and dealing with this in a work environment. I have a little energetic sovereignty, emotionally freedom reclamation guide as well in that store that teaches you how to stand on all 10 toes and stand confidently in your emotional sovereignty and freedom. So yeah, and what it's like dealing with the public and triggering the emotionally immature public and narcissistic individuals in the matrix space. So listen, I've done it and I still have my job. So period. I used to have this fear of like, oh, if I embody my emotional freedom and I'm energetically sovereign, then I'm going to lose my job and I'm going to get fired. But you know what? In hindsight, like, if I got fired for being true to myself and being a healthy individual, fuck that place. That place is not aligned for me, and the income isn't aligned, and there's something else out there that is more aligned where I'm going to make more money, and the universe is going to reward me for choosing freedom and choosing sovereignty. So, yeah, and that's the thing. That is the thing I have learned since removing myself from my narcissistic family system, going no contact, and just focusing on myself, my personal development, healing, and really just building up myself and my career is the universe literally provides when you are aligned. And every time you choose yourself in alignment, the universe will freaking provide for you. It's insane. It's insane to me. And you just have to be okay with telling yourself and living and embodying this energy of, I don't care what I lose, as long as I am true to myself. I am connected and embodied with my truest truth at my job right now, at my career space, my relationship space, my living situation space. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself. Start telling the truth to yourself. And I know that sometimes it can feel like a rug pull and like, I don't want to look at it. But really, after you do it, you're like, oh, seriously? Like, that was it? And you actually liberate yourself and you feel so much better. And then you're like, geez, why wasn't I doing this a long time ago? And then you like don't want to get caught up in that self-sabotage cycle of beating yourself up for, not facing the truth and the facts when you did. But yeah, everything, happens in divine timing when you're ready, and it's a journey. So just be patient with yourself. Learn to love yourself more and deeper, and deepen compassion within yourself. But anyways, I love you guys so, so much, and I will see y'all in the next episode. I believe, November 5th. So next Wednesday. Okay. I love you guys. Have a good rest of your day. Bye for now.